In the last video, I gifted humanity with the knowledge of image to block conversion, which gave me an idea. Would it be possible to beat Minecraft using only the resources found in one of these blocky monuments? Today, I am going to answer that question. Naturally, I chose Big Chungus to be the test subject. I loaded up a new world on Superflat, turning off structures to ensure that the only resources I could get were those from the Chungus. Of course, I am playing on the hardest difficulty, as I am a certified God Gamer. With the ritual complete, the Chungus was born. For the sake of this challenge, we are going to start with an end and Nether portal, as without them, there would be no way for me to even get to the Ender Dragon. I looked up at the massive effigy of Bugs Bunny, wondering what I had gotten myself into, and promptly set about collecting dirt blocks. Immediately, I was assaulted by the inhabitants of this flat barren world, giant slimes. Their transparent, blocky forms constantly chasing me as I scrounged for simple soil with which to build. Once I had enough blocks, I began to construct a staircase, which I would use throughout my run to ascend and descend from the monument. Eventually, I reached the rabbit. I began harvesting its blocky body, gathering a variety of materials, from clay to wool. What I needed, however, was wood. I searched and was able to find some in its left foot. I broke the block and immediately it fell out the other side, plummeting hundreds of feet to the ground. This would be a recurring problem throughout my journey. Through my boundless ingenuity, I devised a method which would prevent this from happening by placing a block behind the resource. I told you guys I'm a God Gamer. As I collected the first essential resource of Minecraft and constructed a crafting bench, it began to rain in the realm of Big Chungus. I crafted a set of wooden tools and set off to collect the next essential resource, cobblestone. With the power of my new wooden pickaxe, I could break through the bunny much faster. Eventually, I found 2 blocks of cobblestone, which of course, fell to the ground below. On my way to retrieve them, I was attacked, both by slime people and the undead. It seemed they did not appreciate me desecrating the Chungus. Perhaps they worshipped it as some sort of god. I was then able to craft a stone pickaxe, which enabled me to mine valuable iron. As the new day dawned, I was fully equipped and well through my journey. The next few days were spent exploring the Chungus, harvesting valuable resources as I came across them: coal, cobblestone, iron, and wood. It was around this time that hunger began to take its toll on me, and so I had to once again venture down into the land of slimes in order to hunt for food. I spotted a herd of pigs. However, they were heavily guarded by the slime folk. I had no choice but to do battle with them, which nearly ended in my demise. However, I am of course a God Gamer, and so ultimately I emerged victorious. In the end, I had more meat than an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue. The next step in my journey was to find a piece of gravel in order to make a flint and steel, which would allow me to enter the Nether. My journey almost ended here as I couldn't find any precious gravel. However, after a while of searching, I finally spotted it. A single lone piece of gravel in the lower right hand of Big Chungus. I traversed over to the gravel, along the way gathering resources. I harvested a few Canadian driveways worth of snow, which would be useful during my fight with the Ender Dragon, as I lacked the resources to create many arrows. I also invented another patented God Gamer technique, allowing me to quickly break blocks using only a torch. I finally made it to the gravel, which of course fell to the ground below. Again, I had to brave the land of the slimes, fighting hordes of them to reclaim my cubic meter of pebbles. Finally, I was able to acquire a single piece of flint and craft a lighter. Before entering the literal depths of hell, I created a shelter which I could use to fight Slenderman later on. Entering hell would be the hardest part of my journey yet. I would have to travel for many miles through fire and brimstone in order to find a fortress and obtain blaze rods. Along the way, I traded with the local population, hunted wild boar, got shot at by some lunatic with a crossbow, and played tennis with a flying marshmallow. This apparently angered the locals. It must have been on private property or something. Eventually, they forgave me, and I was able to finish my tennis game. Being a 2-time world champion in Mario Tennis Aces, I of course was the victor. After many long hours spent looking for another fortress, I realized I am unfortunately lacking in brain capacity. As I had set the world to not spawn structures to make the challenge harder, I had unknowingly made it impossible for myself to get blaze rods and enter the end. So, for the sake of this challenge, I did a little cheatsy doodle. Shh, you didn't see anything. All that was left was to murder a bunch of Slendermen and harvest their pearls. Next, I equipped myself for the upcoming battle and descended the Chungus for the last time. Looking back at what had been a long and difficult journey, this was interrupted by some slime asshole deciding to assault me. It was finally time to see if all my efforts had prepared me for the final challenge. Now would be the ultimate test. Were the resources of Big Chungus enough to defeat the final boss, or would I die trying? The snowballs proved invaluable in the fight, allowing me to destroy the dragon's regeneration crystals. Many times I came close to death, but my God Gamer ability saved me time and time again. The beast fought fiercely, but as the battle wore on, its health bar lowered, while mine regenerated, as I ate the equivalent of 50,000 calories in pork and zombie flesh. Finally, I landed the last blow on the beast with my Chungus steel blade. It had taken me the entire weekend and my last remaining brain cells, but the challenge was complete. It is indeed possible to beat Minecraft using only Big Chungus.